Hey guys, it's Sam, and yes, I am very cold. I am a gentle Floridian. Ugh, I'm not prepared for this kind of weather. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing the Scribble challenge, and if you don't know what the Scribble challenge is, it's basically where you draw like 2 to 4 lines, thereabouts, of just random whatever scribbles on a page, and then you try and create artwork on it using those scribbles. And for today's challenge, I actually had Alex draw the scribble for me, and here it is! So if you guys want to draw your own version using this scribble, I actually have it available for you guys to use, and I'll put a link in the description where you can download it and create your own artwork. But anyway, enough of that, let's get started. Okay, so here we go. I initially had an idea of like a tent on a lake with some mountains in the background, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this perspective, like with the lines, mostly the one that kind of looks like a bird in the front, it wasn't really working out for how I pictured the lake. So I decided not to go with that, and then the next thing I ended up thinking of was a desert, and it's just like, yay, I get to draw dunes. And most of you guys probably don't know this, but the last time I tried drawing desert dunes was like 3 or 4 years ago. And it was like this epic fail. And yeah, so a lot has definitely changed because this is way freaking better than that last attempt that I did. I didn't end up spending that much time on this though, because I just didn't really have the patience for it, because desert dunes, man, just sand dunes, yeah. You know me, good old Sam the masochist when it comes to art. Anyway, so I figured it could be tents in a desert, and it took a little bit to try and make it all work because the ones in the front were like kind of awkwardly shaped, and then the like triple spike in the back was like a really oddly shaped tent. Like I tried to make it out to be 3 tents, or like one big tent that's kind of like 3 sections, and it just looks really awkward, but there's nothing I could do about it because I couldn't change the lines. So blame Alex for that one. He just gives me a super difficult one. Thanks, man. At least like, because when it first started out, when I asked, I was like, hey Alex, can you draw me a scribble? And he just like draws like 5,000 lines on the page, and I'm like, bro, no. So, and then I ended up showing Alex this, and he's like, okay, those are either really massive tents or really tiny dunes. But yeah, so I focused on getting the values done first because I didn't even want to worry about color. I just wanted to try and get my values, my blacks, my whites, and all the in-betweens to look okay. And the lighting on dunes is really tricky. I had a bunch of pictures open in another tab, just like looking at references after references, trying to figure out lighting, and it's tricky, and yeah, and there's like a bunch of different kind of texture routes you could go with deserts and sand. So I try to keep it somewhat smooth and a little bit painterly, partially motivated by the fact that I was really lazy and didn't feel like spending too much time on this. Shocker. Anyway. Yeah, so I think the one that gave me the most trouble was the one in the very front in the foreground with the big tent. Yeah, that one was definitely the most difficult to do, but I think it came out okay the more I played with it. And then the coloring took a little bit because there are a lot of colors in sand dunes. I had no idea. I mean, there's oranges, there's yellows, there's reds, there's blues, there's like some purples sometimes, and I'm like, what is this, a freaking rainbow? Like, what are you doing, sand? Sand is apparently a rainbow, guys. The more you know. So I tried. I'm still pretty new at colorizing grayscale pictures, so that was a bit of a struggle. I didn't know it was gonna be so difficult. Shocker. That I end up drawing something that is not only difficult, but is more difficult than I initially thought. How does this always happen to me? But anyway, I ended up putting a little bit of texture in there, mostly in like the closer ones, not the distant ones, because I wanted to try and keep that to be pretty blurry and out of focus, and add a little bit of like shapes and just interest on the tents just to make them not completely plain, because it looks kind of boring, and I probably could have taken it a couple steps further, but whatever. But mostly the difficult part with this, I think, was just coming up with I don't know, it felt like getting effects down, I guess, getting it to really look like a desert or something. So that was tricky as well. I ended up adding like dusty sand clouds, and I think that really helped like set the scene and kind of put you there, sort of. But this is definitely tricky, and even though I don't like sand dunes, I do think I want to give this another try in the future, just because they are, like, they look like they would be easy, right? But then I just have such a hard time with them for some reason. So I really want to try and like figure out like a way to do it, like some kind of method that would make it easy. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but it's on my to-do, which is a very long list. And I actually gave out my lines to you guys earlier, and some of you actually completed it, and it's really cool to see all of your guys' artworks. You guys did a great job, so definitely wait till the end of the video so you guys can see all of your creations. And I'll put links in the description so you can actually see them on DeviantArt. And also, if you guys are patrons on my Patreon page, I'm including the PSD of this file so you guys can have a closer look on how exactly I did the colorizing and some of the effects for the artwork. So hopefully that will be helpful for you guys on Patreon. And that's kind of it. That's the final drawing. That's what I did. I think it took me like 2 hours maybe. And here is all of your guys' awesome artwork. Thank you guys so much for trying this out. It's so cool. All of you guys came out with such unique stuff. It's crazy and awesome. So yeah, love it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I upload new videos every Thursday and Saturday, all with the hopes to inspire you guys to improve. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!